Hello, welcome to the Carousel of Conversations. You're in for a real treat. Join us as we take a spin through the past, present, and future of all things Disney. Here, where there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow just a podcast away. Let the podcast begin.
Noah always has to start with like the weirdest face.
We really need to start recording our pre-shows.
We should. That was a very eventful one. All lights were
So
out.
crazy.
It was
crazy.
something for real.
The word.
It's so dark
I mean-
outside. It's like thunderstorming right now, and I'm afraid.
Okay,
of
so
power.
what's up with the fact that you guys are getting thunderstorms? We're not getting anything for 2 days now.
So seriously, the other day when we came home, like everything around us rained, but like our house was completely dry. Like I went out for dinner and like everything around our neighborhood completely soaked. And then our neighborhood just completely dry. It's the rain is avoiding our neighborhood.
Yeah, like 10 minutes ago, it was thundering so bad. I had my AirPods in, and I couldn't really hear it. I could hear like slight thunder, but I could feel it in the ground. Like my feet were feeling the vibrations of the thunder, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." So
The thunder.
it was all yellow after the rain.
Wrong band, Noah.
Arguably a better band, though. Come on,
Really though?
I think Coldplay is better.
Then what band am I singing?
Imagine Dragons.
Oh, did we say
Yes.
Coldplay?
You know it. It was yellow.
I know. I wish I had something.
It was just right there.
Now I gotta lift my chair.
Hey, who's that guy? Hey.
What's it? Lift my chair back up.
We are excited about part 2 of today's episode of our trip report. So we're going to go ahead and continue on with our conversation from last week's episode. If you missed last week's episode, definitely go back and listen to it. There was a lot of cool things we talked about, mostly food and a little bit of hotels. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
hotels
a
was the best.
Yeah, no, I do think that I'm convinced now, even after talking about it more on an episode, I'm convinced that I prefer a moderate resort over a value. But anyway, that was last week's conversation, so you definitely need to go back and listen to it if you missed it. For this week's episode, we're going to be talking about some more of our trip. We're going to be talking about, Cool Kids Summer, and then we're going to talk about Noah's favorite topic of all time,
Star Tours.
merch.
Oh, that too.
He's definitely, I think you like the merch more than Star Tours. I don't know.
I don't know. It is a discussion that's up for debate.
Well, if it's Star Tours merch, then there you go.
Oh my gosh, they had the jacket. I had that lady check twice, and they still didn't have it.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. First, our topic is going to be Cool Kids Summer. Jocelyn and I, so they're doing this promotion, for those of you who don't know, called Cool Kids Summer at Disney over this summer. I know, that was super
We've only
profound.
said the name like 10 times now since we
Cool
started
Kids
the
Summer.
episode.
Summer Cool
I
Kids.
don't know that they know it's
he
called
He keeps calling
Cool
my
Kids
name,
Summer.
and I don't really know what he's trying to get to.
Oh my word!
That
You're not a
wasn't-
kid
no,
anymore.
That wasn't a good
I'm
one.
a kid at heart. I'm wearing a Gertie the Dinosaur ice cream T-shirt. I don't think it gets more childish than that.
But this is a new experience that they're kind of testing out, I feel like, where they're doing different kid experiences throughout. And we had some great times with our daughter when it came to these type of events. Some of them are kind of like unexpected events, and some of them were like just regular, normal, like things that they changed around that we thought were just immensely cool opportunities for our daughter. And for those of us who like to go often, like we do, we definitely had some new experiences for her that I think made it still that magical, special Disney experience for our daughter. Because our daughter goes regularly, and we never want her to get for Disney to get old with her. But I feel like with the Cool Kids Summer stuff that we experienced, I feel like that those sorts of moments make it special to her. So, Noah, do you want to talk about your experience as a cool kid in the summer?
I was a kid, but it was not cool. I can say that because I'm a cool kid, but it was not cool at Hollywood Studios.
Well, so that's one of the things that was actually cool in both the Cool Kids Summer and cool as in we were in AC. And that was my favorite part of one of the experiences, and that was the one at Epcot. So at Epcot, they took the Communicore Hall, which isn't really being used for much. Even though Disney built this amazing Communicore Hall, it hasn't really been used for much. It's just been kind of a multi-purpose space. And so what they did with it was they're utilizing it for Cool Kids Summer, and they have this like goofy game type thing. I think it's called what is it called? Now it's gonna drive me nuts.
I don't remember what it's called either. It's Goofy. It's like a dance. It's game time with Goofy, like, or whatever. I don't know what it is, but you go inside this Communicore Hall, and there's like a DJ and like all these cast members that are like dressed up really fun. And Goofy comes out and he plays games with them, and the floor is just one massive game board. And so they did things like they rolled a dice and they had to find a Mickey head on the floor, and so everyone ran to the Mickey head, but Goofy is like in there playing with them, which was super, super cool. Sometimes they would just walk around and dance or whatever. He only came out like every hour, was it? And he was only out for like 30 minutes. So there were times of the day when he wasn't in there, but it was still like set up like a game time. So like one time it rained. We were having a rainstorm, and we were right beside the Goofy Hall, and we jumped in there.
They call it Goofy Core.
Goofy Core. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
That rhymes a little bit, maybe.
So we were right beside Goofy Core, and he wasn't out, but they just had like foam things for kids to play with. And so while it's pouring outside, it was so brilliant because we were in there with Belle, and there really wasn't a lot of people in there at all, like for what it could be. And kids are just playing, and we're just sitting and waiting for the storm to pass. But they were having a blast. They were like playing Goofy movies and stuff like that. Like, it was genius. I hope they keep that out. And like, we went to Epcot 2 times. I feel like every time we went to Epcot, we stopped in there. Like, I mean, it's nothing major. It's just nice, you know?
So at one point during the day, it got super hot, and we were all just dragging because it was towards the end of the week. And so we were like, okay, what are we going to do? And we're like, we're going to go back to Goofy Core Hall. And we just went in there, and we sat down. Bella, who had a ton of energy because she's in a stroller all day, was running around playing games with Goofy. And so she was having a blast, like playing games and doing stuff. You had all these Disney staff members there keeping track of everything. You had this really cool DJ with, like, so to paint a picture of the room, the middle of the room is a DJ booth, and he's got these massively big levers that he can pull to make like different experiences happen. And so that was super fun for the kids to see, right? They're probably pointless levers, but you know, it was still cool. And then so this DJ is kind of working with this MC that's directing all the games and everything. And then so they were doing that, and us parents, they had seats lining all along the side, and then the middle was a carpet that was like a game board for Goofy's little games that he was playing. And so we were sitting on the side, and the cast members were in the middle. There was a bunch of cast members that were dancing and leading games, and they had like probably like 5 of them in there at the time. And those 5 cast members were doing different things with the kids while the parents got to sit there. And so then when it was raining outside, they didn't have the Goofy Core planned out for that time, but they brought out like foam jungle gym aquariums, and they had goofy cartoons playing on the TVs over the DJ booth, and they had fun Disney music and different things like that just going on. And then sometimes you would just walk by and the DJ would be in there and he would be doing different games with the kids without Goofy or the extra cast members. And then they always had cast members in there doing something with the kids or bringing out some sort of toys. And so we just really enjoyed it as parents. And this is just like one of the things that they were doing for Cool Kids Summer. So the other was at Hollywood Studios. I don't know if you went to this, Noah, or not. Probably not. But the Disney Junior section.
Oh, yeah, we didn't go there.
The Get Animated. It's called Get Animated.
Oh,
so
that sounds
instead
cool.
of doing the regular show every 30 minutes, they just had the characters always out and always playing music in there and interacting with kids as you would walk in.
That's cool.
So I really like that too.
Yeah, that was really cool. And they're taking that whole courtyard right now and they're really focusing right there where what is it, Launch Bay that's getting ready to close?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really do, and even RJ pointed out right there beside the Little Mermaid show, it looks like they're getting ready to turn that into like a Disney Junior gift shop. Like, I think they're just totally getting ready to revamp that whole area.
Yeah, that whole area is being demolished too.
Demolished?
Oh, really? They're gonna
completely revenerate.
Like,
revamp.
are they gonna just demolish the Launch Bay or like the Disney Junior stuff too?
So Disney Junior will get a complete refresh, to my knowledge.
Okay.
There's going to be a new show for it, but Launch Bay is going to be changed to the animation studio, and you're going to be able to go in there. And what it looks like, it's going to be themed off of the Once Upon a Studio short. Like if you look at the concept art they released, it looks like it's going to be based off of that, and hopefully you're going to be able to like in Disneyland and DCA, they have a class where you can draw like famous characters. You know, they can
animation,
paper. Yeah, they teach you
they
how
do
to
that
draw
at Animal
a character.
Kingdom.
Yeah, but a little bit. The one in DCA is a little bit more advanced. Like they have a whole bunch of different characters and they have times for each character. They're hoping they're going to bring that back and kind of teach the process of animating. And one cool thing about that, fun fact, I need a shirt that says that. Fun fact. The building that Launch Bay is currently in, which is going to be revenerated.
That's not a word.
That's not a word. I just come up with new words all the time. It's fine. Anyway, that building, which is being renovated, into the new animation building. That one actually made Little Mermaid and Lilo and Stitch back in its day. So that's kind of cool. And that's why they're bringing it back. And the Disney Junior show will be about animation as well.
Okay, so that whole courtyard, like, okay, prior to Cool Kids Summer, you could meet out there in front of the dance show, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could meet Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, Fancy Nancy, and like a Fab Five character. So what they're doing right now is they're taking all of those characters plus Timon, Race Car Mickey, it's Pluto, and I think that's the only one that's different. Taking them and putting them inside of the Get Animated studio, and they just play music constantly, and those characters are all on the floor dancing with the kid, and they will take time with each kid. So Bella got to like twirl and dance with all these characters because
that's
it's a cool thing. Yeah, it's super cool. And so instead of those characters being outside, they put new characters outside like Chip and Dale, Max. Clarabelle there was a little section where you could color, and she was just sitting at the table coloring with kids. Daisy was out there, and then Doofy,
wow.
Goofy and Donald were walking around the courtyard doing magic tricks for everybody. So it was just like, I don't know, Disneyland is known for characters just walking about and mingling with people. And I feel like for the first time, Walt Disney World is accepting that idea. you know, and they're making it so fun. And Bella, I loved it. I loved that they were just walking around, you know, and Bella loved that too. So I thought that was pretty
Yeah, so one of the experiences that she got to have was when we were in Epcot as well, where Daisy was just out walking around at the beginning part of the morning, and Bella said hi to her, and Daisy grabbed her hand and started walking around with her. Like, just, it wasn't necessarily a photo moment, but it was, well, and in the end,
It
she
was
did take a photo with her.
actually really sweet because Daisy was walking around at the beginning and like she had stopped to talk with the family and Bella saw her and she's like, I want a picture with her. So I jumped in line because I thought it was a character meet and greet, and a cast member actually told me, she's like, Daisy's moving. We're not stopping for pictures. And so I was like, no big deal, because I knew we could meet her at another time. I looked at Bella and I said, Daisy's got to go, so we'll just meet her another time. And Daisy literally like stopped me, like, no, went over and grabbed Bella's hand and took Bella on the walk that she needed to go on, which I thought was so sweet, because it was like Daisy in that moment saw that a little kid wasn't going to get their magical moment, and they made the magical moment happen, which I love.
so cool.
That. Yeah.
But they were also doing other things with characters too. Like, so they had a magic show in that area around Pixar that was doing Goofy and Donald were doing a magic show with like this performer magician in there too, which I thought was neat and something new I've never seen. So like they had random character pop-up interactions that you could do throughout it. And I don't even know if that's part of Cool Kids Summer or just part of some stuff that they're doing to revamp some of the things with the characters at the Some of the other cool things is when we got to our hotel room, which I'm not sure if Ethan got this. He might have been too old because I think it was only through 9.
I think he was too old.
We did a split stay, so we stayed one night at Pop Century, one night at Art of Animation, and in both of those hotels, we got a bag for Bella that had like stickers and pins and like it was just it just said Cool Kids Summer on the side of it, and it just had a bunch of fun little like it had a guide for
super
kids.
Cool thing.
Oh, that's so cool.
They had, and one thing that they're doing for all the parks too is they're making a map for kids. So you know you can get the paper maps, which is my Disney experience. Don't use the paper maps. But Bella likes to get the paper maps, but they're handing out all the kids these little maps just for kids, and so it's like cartoonized Disney World, and they have, you know, made just the focal points on there, and so Bella felt like she was telling us, you know, where to go the whole time. But another thing that they're doing inside the bags that they're putting in the hotel is they're putting a Cool Kids Summer guide for Pop Century or for Art of Animation, and so
That's cool.
they kind of list out all the things that they're doing during Cool Kids Summer at that specific resort. So at Art of Animation, every morning between 8 and 9 you could find a character walking around the resort, and we ran into the character, but we didn't know that was going on because we hadn't checked into our room yet. But we were like in the lobby, and Donald was there and came over and gave Bella a hug, and so it's just really like.
And
Goofy was really
Goofy
cool.
was at the other hotel. He was at the other hotel, and he was there in the lobby just walking around taking pictures with people. So we had 2 different moments like that. And then the other cool thing that they had at all the parks, so we experienced this at Magic Kingdom. What was the other restaurant we experienced it at?
It was at the hotel.
Oh, at the hotel. So they would come up to the kids as we're sitting in these restaurants, even the quick service, you know, whatever. And they would bring the kids like a dessert. Like it was a little cup, like maybe this big, you know, but it was like
cup.
Yeah, it was like one of those little paper cups. But inside it was like 3 or 4 gummy bears. And then they gave her like a coloring sheet, and then like just
and they carried
little
around all
crayons
the pens, like I'm celebrating pens, and they were like, "Do you want one of these?" But she had already gotten one, but like it would have been a good opportunity.
I got one of those.
You did? What did you get it for?
I got for graduation.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. I did it.
Yay!
It was like, well, that's an accomplishment. I better give you a pin. And I was like, thanks.
Okay, so the water park was also doing something for Cool Kids Summer, but instead of getting the pins like I have here on my shelf, you got a tattoo. And so it's a tattoo of the pin, and it was huge. It took up most of Bella's arm right here. That thing, like, It was like Tuesday when we got home. We got it the first day. Okay. I'm like
And
scrubbing
at the
it
water
off.
park.
And at the water park, like we had it on at the water park. We had it on every day at the park. We were sweating. It was hot. Tuesday when we get home, so a week and like 2 days, I'm like scrubbing trying to get this tattoo off Bella's arm. Like it
Yeah,
stays
it was good.
forever. Yeah.
Wow.
We even
And
had
then
someone come up to us at Magic Kingdom. They're like, "Where did you get that tattoo? We thought like an adult had it actually tattooed on." I'm like, "No, it's a temporary. You get it from the get it from the water park."
And that bluey pin that's above Jocelyn's head was one of the Cool Kids Summer ones that they
Oh
did.
yeah.
Oh,
Everyone got
that's
one of
cool.
those.
So
Yeah.
I just
And
thought it
Bluey
was
stickers
so neat.
and stuff like that. It's cool.
I just thought all the Cool Kids Summer stuff that they were doing felt more like the magical moments that you kind of were missing from Disney parks for a long time. Maybe it's because Epic Universe opened back up and they're getting nervous. But whatever it was, I really enjoyed. I think that was probably some of my favorite moments were all those little Cool Kids Summer things where they had. And then there's there's more stuff we didn't even get to experience. So there's the dance floor at Magic Kingdom and Tomorrowland that you could go and dance with different characters. But we didn't like that one. I don't want to say hate. I don't like the outdoor DJ stage area. You know
Mom
what I'm
loves
talking about?
Mom eats them up.
Well, just because it's so hot and there's no shade.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Okay, so there was one point that they were still playing music and it was raining and we were splitting for some reason. Oh, I was gonna go ride Space Mountain. You were gonna go do the things with Bella.
Tomorrowland Speedway.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm gonna cut through the dance party because it's right there at Space Mountain. So I did a little dancing as I was like walking through, and I was like, at least I did it.
But that was cool. Let's talk about magical moments. Did you guys have any magical moments that you experienced while you were at Disney?
I had a D-magical moment.
Tell us.
I got the same exact ride on Star Tours.
Oh my
and ruined everything. Only one variation in the 4 times. It was because Lando talked to us instead of someone else. I know, it was awful.
What was the variation you were looking for? Because Bella and I got a show that I hadn't seen before.
So we were looking for one of the planets to be the one from Ahsoka with all the Purrgil on it, okay? And then we were also looking for the hologram message from either Cassian or Mando and Grogu. Those were the 2 things we were looking for, and we didn't get none of them. You got Kylo Ren? Yeah.
Is that who you got?
Yeah.
They changed the ride. They changed the ride at
Hollywood Studios.
Oh, here we go.
No, what's the Star Wars ride? The new one?
Star Tours?
Rise.
Smuggler's Run?
They
Rise?
changed the
Rise.
ride. Yeah, Rise.
Did you see the turbo lasers?
Oh,
Like the
so
big
I
guns
feel
going
like
across?
I feel like Kylo Ren the animatronic was broken when we went through it.
Yeah, we
so
didn't
what they
see
did
him.
was they had his that cover that falls down and
They had that
blocks
down and then
him.
the TIE fighter comes down?
Yes. So instead of that Kylo Ren moment, it was different.
All right, let me ask you something. Which wing did you go down in the prisoner area? Remember, right after you get in the hangar of the First Order.
I don't
In the
remember.
prison
I
area.
think it was to the right.
Was it to the right? Because sometimes that matters, actually.
So when we went to the right, I could see
went
because
right
I was
and back.
looking for because I was looking for Poe. No, not Poe. Wow, why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Finn?
Finn. Yes.
Finn.
I was looking for Finn, and he
He's
was
to the right.
instead of to the left and in the back, like I'm
Gotcha.
used to.
He's on
So
the
I
floor.
feel like we went to the right and backwards, but you could see where Kylo Ren was.
Yeah.
But he was completely blocked off.
Yeah, that's
And
the
so-
B mode, is the TIE fighter coming down. In the first few months of Rise of Resistance being opened, they had it specifically where whichever wing went down is the version you got. So
Okay.
that's what it was at first. And then after that, they switched it over to A mode was seeing Kylo Ren, and B mode was seeing his TIE fighter. They actually have a
Okay.
few B modes. Whenever you go on the ride, like, you're going and like there's these big tank shooters that come out and shoot in front of you and
Yeah.
you stop for them. Did you see those or not?
No.
No, they weren't working.
No, we didn't see them.
We went underneath them.
No, I think instead what we saw was the top half of the AT-ATs.
Yeah. Okay, we're thinking of different areas. It's fine because Disneyland fixed theirs turbo lasers, which were working like since for a while, and then they stopped using them.
Saying them
I'm
wrong.
just
Okay.
like so regretting bringing this up.
No, I can go worse, okay? The reason they stopped using the turbo lasers is because Rise Resistance has 11 different security protocols, okay? And 5 of them are just for the 3 lasers in that one section of the ride. So if any of those trip, they stop the entire ride and do an evacuation protocol. You know how that's one of the reasons why Rise Resistance broke down so much, and then they stopped using the turbo lasers, but in Disneyland they turned them back on. My theory is that they turned them on because like Will Smith or something went to Disneyland, and he was like, "I want the turbo laser, I want the Rise Resistance to be working, you know." And then he's gonna slap some of the cast members, and then
Noah, there are certain things we don't say.
Noah,
You
these
can't-
are
you
family
can't put down the listener.
conversations. These are conversations that we have when we're together as a family,
But it's
not
Will
on a
Smith.
podcast.
Everyone knows it now. It doesn't matter. Everyone knows about Will Smith. We made a Coldplay joke earlier. I think that's worse. I do think that one is worse.
Okay, so for us, we had some magical. We have the luckiest Disney kid in the world.
We do.
Yeah, you do.
And so we had some really cool. So for ride magical experiences, we had a few. So we were riding on the Little Mermaid ride at Magic Kingdom, and what happened with that one? Because I was in
So-
a separate seashell.
He didn't get in the same shell as us. Can't sit with us. Okay, so we were going through Little Mermaid. Bella loves the Little Mermaid ride. I'm sure RJ likes it too, but not as much as as what
love
Bella
it.
does.
Yeah, sure.
One time we rope dropped Little Mermaid.
Really?
Yeah.
we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were
We
gonna
roped-
go for 7 dwarves, and it was ridiculous how long the line was.
Yeah.
And we were like, and so we just went into Little Mermaid, and then went and grabbed a cinnamon roll at Gaston's.
The ultimate achievement is rope dropping the story with Belle, that thing
Oh.
that RJ hates. You need to rope drop that. That's the thing to
No.
rope drop, and then you
That
get a
is
little
the
medallion.
worst.
RJ's
You
mood
should get a little
changes
medallion.
significantly when we do that.
I love it. I think
Despise
it's
that
great.
place.
I think it's wonderful.
Me too. Anyways, so we're riding the Little Mermaid, and it's the end of the ride, and Bella's just talking to me, and she was like, "That was so much fun. I want to do it again. I want to do it again." I was like, "Okay, well, we'll check with that. I'll let you know." And the cast member heard us, and she said, "Do you guys want to ride again?" And Bella's like, "Yes." And she goes, "Yeah, just stay there." And she was like, "Is it just the two of you?" I'm like, "Yeah, we got that guy behind us too." And so we're just like,
random
'cause
guy stalking us.
it's a conveyor belt, and so we're moving, and I'm like, "That guy behind us too." And I hear her saying, "They're staying on for another ride," and RJ goes, "Oh, okay." And so we got to ride it again.
So this happened to us 3 times at Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
So that was on Little
Save the
Mermaid.
best
But
one
I
for
think
last.
okay, so I do think
Carousel
that
films.
part of it is that it was just not busy because the first
But
day
there
we
was
went.
still a line.
Really?
Right. So, but it wasn't a super long line. So we were fortunate, but like it wasn't like we were waiting an hour and 20 minutes for a Little Mermaid, and then they were like, "Hey, it's an hour and 20 minute wait. Ride it again." You know, like I felt like it was like a 10-minute wait. So it was super kind, and I was super grateful. But I don't want people to think like I'm gonna ask every time, because there are those people who do that.
Yeah,
and
don't
that's
be that
awful
person.
to the cast
Let
member.
the magic naturally happen
I want
for you.
to go through Space
Yeah.
Mountain a second time just so I can see it go back to the top of the hill, and see all the backstage back there. But yeah,
Okay, so the second ride we got to do that on was the People Mover.
Yep.
So the People Mover, we were on it, and they let us ride it again. So that was super awesome. We got to ride it a second time, and that was cool. The third ride, I'll let Jesselyn tell the story.
Okay, so Bella, I'm so excited.
Okay.
Bella is finally tall enough to ride almost every ride at Disney except for Tron and Rock and Roller Coaster. So this was going to be her first time, and she is a ride junkie. And so we're like, we're going to ride this new ride called Space Mountain, and she's so excited. She plays it on her tablet. They play
Disney Minecraft, yeah.
And so she's like, had like previews and stuff of it, so she's like super excited. Well, we go through the queue, everything's fine, but then we get to the top of the queue, and it's where she can see the carts. And the carts for Magic Kingdom Space Mountain are bobsled style. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and you're like sitting between each other's legs, right? Whereas at Disneyland, they're double, they're next to each other. Well, she starts getting nervous because she thinks, I'm going to be on this ride by myself. And so we were trying to explain to her through the whole like top half of the line, like, you're not going to be by yourself. You're going to be with us, and we're going to hold your hand. You're just going to be between us and all these things. When she starts getting really emotional about it, not like crying yet, but she's just like shaky and emotional. She's like, I don't want to do this by myself. I don't want to do this by myself. And so we get to getting on the ride, and she gets in and she's crying at this point. And our big thing is, we're not trying to be cruel parents, but we're just like, you need to try it one time. You'll love it. Like, her favorite ride is Slinky Dog, which is like faster than Space Mountain. So she gets on. They said, you can do this. This is not as fast as what Slinky Dog is. You're totally fine. She gets on, but she's crying. And so a cast member, they're really trying to calm her down. Because, there's 2 points. The first point where you get in, and then you go to the bottom, and they like check your stuff. And they're like, come on, if you do this, you can do this. If you do this and you like it, we're going to let you get on again. And she's like, okay, like she's crying. And like, but RJ's like holding her from the back. I can't do anything from the front. Like, I mean, I'm trying, but like,
you're hunkered down.
RJ's got her. And then the queue starts cheering for her. Like, we are going on the ride. Everyone's clapping. They're like, yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you can do this. So we go through the ride. And at some point during the ride, I hear RJ laughing. And so I take that as, oh, she's liking this. This is good. The ride is over. And Bella screams to the cast members, I loved it. That ride was so much fun. And they're like, all right, why don't you get out and just stand over here? We'll let you ride it again. So they took us through the back entrance of Space Mountain and let us get directly back on the ride, skip the line. It was like a 45-minute wait. Skip the line and get right in, and we got to ride it twice that day.
Nice.
Like
so
back
cool.
to back. I think in total, between Jesselyn and I, rode Space Mountain 5 times on this trip.
Wow.
Yeah, because
and 2
at
of
the
those
beginning,
were
we did the lightning lanes before Bella.
right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got to ride it 5 times a total on the trip. Bella only got to ride it 4 times, but 2 of those times were the back-to-back. And there were so many cool cast members. They thought she was scared of the ride. She wasn't scared of the ride. And we probably looked like mean parents to some of those people that were cheering, maybe. But we were like, she's not scared of the ride. She's scared of not being able to sit next to us, And that was the big thing for us, is we knew she would enjoy the ride because she enjoys every thrill ride she goes on. So we weren't like forcing her to do something because we're awful parents or anything by any stretch. It was just, she was just nervous because she wasn't going to be able to sit side by side, hold somebody's hand. And so she held my hand. So I was sitting behind her, and I was holding her hand from like over her shoulder. And she, at some point, she let go of my hand, and she put her little hands up in the air because she was having fun with it.
Yeah.
So
I'm scared to put my hands up on Space Mountain. I feel like my hands are going to fly off.
I know.
I'm like, wait, this is so fun.
and she started shouting that. She started shouting, "This is so much fun!" Like, she just loved it.
that
And
ride.
so
Space Mountain's so a great coaster,
She
honestly.
can never remember the name of it, and so she's like, I want to ride that ride with where all the stars come out. Space Mountain.
But all the
That's
cast
cool.
members and all the people that were in line were just so awesome and helped us with her confidence, which we thought was super cool. Not only did she have those cool ride moments, but like there was one ride where we were waiting a really long time in line, and that was Rise of the Resistance. and we get up to where, was it Rise?
Yeah, I couldn't remember what story you were telling, but yeah, this was Rise.
Yeah, so we were in Rise of the Resistance line, and we had waited like probably at this point 60 minutes, like an hour, to get on the ride, and we still had some line left to go. It was supposed to be an 85-minute wait time or something like that when we got in line. And so Bella tells us probably about 45 minutes in, she's like, I need to go potty. And so we're like, this is our worst nightmare. Like, we've already waited all this time. Like, what are we going to do? So we get to the part where we're like, well, the next cast member, we'll just ask them and see what we can do. And we did some quick Googling, and they're like, technically they're not supposed to, but sometimes they can pull you off to the side and take you out to a restroom, especially for little ones. And so we got to one of the cast members, and we just told her, we're like, we're so sorry. Our little one has to go. She's like, can she hold it? And we're like, no, she can't. Like, and so she's like, hold on. So she put me off to the side where they were at. And she said to the other cast member, I got to go take this little one to the restroom. And Jesslyn and Bella, you can tell it because I don't know what exactly happened
They took
for
us
that
to the
moment.
cast member quarters, and we got to see behind the scenes, and we got
I've
to go
been
to
able
the
to see behind
cast
the
member bathroom.
Listen, backstage at Rise of Resistance, it's actually office buildings.
Yeah,
really?
like
The first order?
I could
Yeah.
tell the bathroom was we were on the roof of a building, of an office building. Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
office buildings. So, like, I was taken, the ride broke down where, like, the ship is, you know, like, where you get on the Resistance ship. It broke down, like, at that point, okay, in the queue. So they took us around the ship, past where
We
that
were
cast
with you
member
for
area
that,
is.
weren't we?
I don't know.
Yeah, we were.
you?
Because
Yeah,
they
so
gave
you
us
get
all
to see
fast
all that.
passes
It's so
through
weird.
iPads.
Uh-huh. It was so weird.
Remember there was a guy videotaping, and the cast member was like, you need to stop videotaping this.
That was my
Remember
little
that?
brother. Yeah.
Was that Ethan?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Ethan had a big iPad out taking pictures.
That cast member
That doesn't shock
beelined,
me.
and they were like, do not video any of this.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool because there's like stairs and stuff to go up the mountain. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we
Yeah,
were
it's all
like
office
at the
building.
top. Yeah, where the bathrooms were.
And then the cast member just brought them back to me right where we were at in line, and we were able to jump back into the line right where we left off.
What part of the line were
And-
you in?
So
We were
the
getting
part where
ready
they
to-
add in the fast pass lane into
Into the
mix it
chambers?
with the standby lane. Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
They
right
ready
there.
to talk to what's her
Um,
face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they were splitting us back in. So yeah, it was super fortunate that we got a really kind cast member who was able to help her out with that. That was another magical moment. Can you think of? Oh, okay. So Bella had a really cool moment at Epcot. So can I tell this story?
Yes.
Okay, so before Bella had
I have another
gone
story I
to
get to tell.
Oh my gosh.
she had gone to Epcot. She had a wiggly tooth. And so her tooth was a little bit loose, and Bella had heard that losing a tooth hurts. And so we kept trying to explain to her, like, it doesn't hurt. But she had some nerves about losing her first tooth. And so this was her first tooth. So we're getting on Soarin', and she's like, I think it's going to come loose. And Jesslyn checked it, and she's like, she's ready to lose this tooth. And so we're like, okay. So we're like, when we get off Soarin', we'll just go to that little restaurant area, grab a napkin, and see what we can do. And so we get off the ride, and Bella's like, I am not having this tooth pulled out. Like, I am not losing this tooth. It's going to hurt too much. And so I was like, Bella, can I just check to see how wiggly your tooth is? And she's like, yeah, you can check it. And so I tried to wiggle it and pull it, and I couldn't quite grip it. Like, it kept slipping off of the tooth. And I was like, Jesslyn, you got to see how wiggly Bella's tooth is. It's really wiggly. And so Jesslyn goes and she wiggles it and she pulls it. Well, she pulls the napkin so smoothly and just sets it on the table. And I was like, here, Bella, put this napkin in your mouth. And so I was like, and just push it up against where your tooth was. And so she does it, and then she's like, I lost a tooth, like she just realized that like we had just pulled her tooth without her even realizing it. And so we're like, what do we need to do? Well, I knew where the first aid kit or the first aid center was at Epcot. And so I just was like, Jocelyn, let's go to the first aid center and just see if they have like some sort of bag or something that we can put her tooth in. And so we went over there, and they had this little cool, we checked in, and they're like, what's going on? We explained she lost her tooth, and so we just were wondering if you had any sort of plastic bag or something that they could put it in. And so they gave her a little white tooth, like little plastic container. And so you could put the little tooth inside of it, and it snapped shut. And then they they filled out a button for her that says, I'm celebrating losing my first tooth. And so
and they dated it. Yeah, it was
And so they dated it for her, which I thought was really super cool. Well, then we're going to Mexico Pavilion, and the cast
which is
members
right beside the first aid. So like this
Right.
was not long, but it was our next stop. Yeah.
So we were going through the Mexico Pavilion, and a cast member stops us because she saw Bella's button, and she was like, "Hey, we're trying to get some people to go to our VIP section for the fireworks tonight." We weren't planning on going to the fireworks because Epcot fireworks aren't our favorite. But that night, but then she was like, "Would you like to go to this VIP section for the fireworks this evening?" And we're like, yes. And so she asked for all of our names, and then she scanned our magic bands. And then so when we went that night, it was like that right by the entrance when you walk all the way down and you get into the actual World Showcase, there's two shops, one on the right, one on the left, and there's like this little cove in the middle of it. And so there was a rope, and there was a cast member there. We're like, hey, we were told to be here to be a part of the VIP thing. They scanned our magic band, and they opened the rope and let us in. And so we were able to see the Epcot fireworks from the center, like the very middle. It was a super cool experience. Like, I'm not a big fan, but seeing it from there was super awesome. And then not only that, they had a bunch of games for like little kids to play and little things that you could do in that section. And I just thought that was an awesome experience and another magical moment that we got to experience.
That's
All right,
so
Jessalyn,
cool.
what's yours?
I don't know. Now I'm wondering if I should even tell mine.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think you should.
I don't know what your last one is.
Mine.
Oh. Well, we have a Mrs. section for this in a little bit.
We do?
Yes.
Okay. I'll wait then.
All right. So let's go into new experiences. And there was a lot of new experiences. One I think we talked about last time but didn't go into great length about, and that was the villain show.
The villain show is so
Oh my gosh.
good.
It's so amazing.
Oh,
It's so good.
so good.
So, for context, there's a new show at Hollywood Studios, and it's The Villain Unfairly Ever After. And then there is a new Little Mermaid show at Hollywood Studios. And then we got to experience a new ride, and we got to test out Test Track before it opened to the public. And then there is a new parade called the Starlight Parade.
Disney
and that's
Starlight.
at Disney Starlight Parade at Magic
right.
Kingdom. Okay, so Noah, why don't you talk about the villain show, since that was the only one you got to experience out of all those?
I do have to say one thing, okay? I think two new things came out the week after. Yeah, two new things came out the week after I went. And one of them you guys experienced, but one of them you guys missed, and I'm kind of sore and sour that you guys missed it. And the day you guys were at Hollywood Studios, your first day,
it was our second day at Hollywood Studios. We were park hopping to Epcot that night.
You're going park hop to Epcot. I was like, say hi to Galaxy's Edge for me. And you're like, I don't think we're going to go to Galaxy's Edge. I was like, okay, that's fine. And the day you guys were moving over to Epcot, and I look at my phone, I'm scrolling through TikTok, and I see the new Disney Imagineering BDX droids. We were having their debut day at Galaxy's Edge, the day you guys park hop to Epcot. Okay? And they're only going through August. So we're never going to see them. Watch them. They're cute. They're like little ducklings. Have you ever seen them?
No.
They're so cute. You have to watch them. They're the cutest things. Anyway, the Disney Villains Unfairly After show. How can I explain it? It's better than the Cars one. I can say. Would you guys agree? The Cars show that was there.
100%.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
I did that
it's so
car
much
show
better.
once and then was like, I don't need to do this
We
again.
only did it to escape the heat because there's really good air conditioning in that building. But yeah, it's a great show. It has a lot of screens, which makes me think that this is a little rumor that I've been cooking up for a while that
Oh my.
that villain show is going to go away.
Oh,
It's
for
gonna go away soon.
sure. Yes,
not-
I
they're
would
gonna put-
100% agree with you.
And they're going to put Muppet Vision 3D back in.
Yep.
No chance.
I think that's what's going to happen.
No,
Well,
I think they're
No
going to move the
chance.
villain
Listen.
show to the Villains Land at Magic
They
Kingdom.
can,
yeah,
yeah.
but no. I think they're going to move the villain show because it feels temporary. But I don't think they're going to bring back Muppet Vision.
I think they're going to bring back Muppet Vision. Okay.
That theater is not big enough for Muppet Vision.
They can build more.
Muppet Vision was already too big, though.
It was very big. It had like one of the highest
that's
capacity
true.
per hour.
It is smaller, which might be better for Muppet Vision.
And
Or
they
a
already
new Muppet show.
Yeah, but they did announce that every single animatronic and piece of hardware that was used for Muppet Vision 3D is already in the Disney archives.
They're
It's
not
all
selling
already put
them.
away. No, they're not auctioning those pieces. And the CEO of the Jim Henson Company even said that. They said if they wanted to, they could implement it in because they haven't thrown anything away.
Yeah.
So that gives
No,
us
you-
Muppet fans hope.
No, I
if you're a
definitely
Muppet
think you're
fan
right.
out there,
They're going to make that whole area Muppet Courtyard. They
Yeah,
could
because they're
easily
doing
do
Rock
that,
and
right?
Roller
Because the
Coaster.
way you could walk in with Rock and Roller Coaster when it has
Yeah.
the car upside down, you can easily make that into a Muppet Courtyard area.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
hands
that's-
down. I'm with you.
because there's that little tiny dividing wall between the theater and the Rock and Roller Coaster. That's easy enough to demolish. Like that'll take
Yeah.
an overnight probably for them to do
if
that.
that.
Yeah. So I think that'll become a Muppet Courtyard, and that is in my dreams every
Possibly.
night. But the villain show is incredible. Like I think it's one of the best shows they've done in the past few years, by far.
Okay, I will say compared to the Little Mermaid show, which is also the new one at Hollywood Studios, look, honestly, in all full transparency, it was a long day. It was hot outside. I got into that Little Mermaid show and I fell asleep.
He sleeps in all their shows, though.
He does sleep in all the shows. I can attest.
No,
to
the
this.
only shows I've slept in ever were the one in America Pavilion at Epcot,
I love
Yes.
that show.
Hall of Presidents.
Hall of Presidents,
Mm-hmm.
the Frozen show,
This list getting a little high.
and that's it. And the
And Little
Ariel show
Mermaid.
now.
and the Little
Yeah.
And the
Mermaid
Little
show.
Mermaid show.
There's not much more shows we've watched.
There is Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, and I think that's the end of it.
He loves that one.
No, Beauty and the Beast.
That one's
There's
outdoors.
the
It's kind of hard to sleep outdoors
Yeah.
like that.
It's not comfortable chairs.
No.
Carousel Progress. I've never fallen asleep at.
You did
Are
on
we
this
sure
past
about
one.
that? I was about to say, are we sure about that?
Yeah, because it was broken down for a little bit. We were all sleeping.
I love
Um,
carousel conversation. Oh, that's
but-
our
okay.
thing, not the. My words just are not working.
I wasn't a fan of the new Little Mermaid show. I thought it was going to be a little better. It was good, but it wasn't. And like for Bella, everything is magical and awesome.
Of course.
But for us, like she didn't ask to go back to the Little Mermaid show, but she wanted to go back to the Unfairly
Villain.
Ever After.
That says a
And-
lot for a kid.
Yeah.
It's such a
You know
cool
what I mean?
show.
And not only that, but she kept every time we were in the car, she kept asking to play the theme song for Villains Unfairly Ever After.
Yeah.
It's a catchy theme
so
song.
she wanted to hear the theme song over again, and so I think it's cool. I think I love the audience interaction at the end of it because the audience gets to vote and decide. I won't spoil too much of it for you. But I do think it was a really well done show for it possibly being a temporary show. If it's not, like, I just think it was awesome. It was a better use of the space than the car show was before. I love what they did to redo that theater because before it was just bench seats. If you ever went in there before.
It was.
And now it's like a full blown theater with theater seats, and it was very, very nice. And we went and watched it twice, and we enjoyed it on this trip.
The first time we
For
were in the
sure.
front row, and I would say I liked it because I felt very up close to the characters, and I love that aspect of stuff. But because of all the screens, all the mirrors around, I felt like I was like flipping.
Yeah,
Straining your
you
neck.
want to go
Yeah.
to the middle back, and
Yeah,
they kind
middle
of were
back is
like
better.
free for all seating. They would tell you which group of seating to go into, but not what seat specifically. So they kind of just let us go wherever, and we went to the front the first time, and we regretted it, and so we went back. We were like front-ish, but in the middle, towards the middle, the second time we watched it, and it was much better. The further back, the more you can see the screen. So, like, the middle to back area is probably a little bit better for that show, for sure. Some other cool things, we got to see the new Starlight Parade. Now,
It's
there's a
very
lot
cool
of
in person. It's very cool in person.
there's a lot of hate that's going on right now about it, but like, let me tell you, going and seeing it in person was just a million times better than watching it on TV. So, like, the TV doesn't do it justice. Without spoiling too much, one of the things that they do that I think they do really well is they incrementally shut off sections of lights so that the lights on the parade floats make more of a difference, and you can see them better. So, like, as the parade's getting close to the section that you're doing it, the lights sort of shut off right before, and then the parade floats, you can see the parade floats like lighting up the paths.
That's
So
cool.
that was really cool. I won't spoil too much of it, but let me just say I really liked it. I've watched the electrical parade. I've watched a lot of these night parades, and I think this one was good. I struggled to say it was as good as the electrical parade because, but that's coming from more of a, is Muppet Vision 3D the greatest show ever? No, but because it's a classic, staple.
It gets points
Like,
for the.
like that's the Main Street Electrical Parade to me. Like, that was the classic staple that I grew up on at Disneyland, and then even at Disney World for a season. And so, like, watching this one, it was like, it was cool, but I missed the electrical parade. But oh my word, some of the cool new technology that they were able to integrate into these floats. I'm trying so hard not to spoil it, but like some of the cool new technology with like how they can put LEDs in and how they can put like different video elements into these floats was just really, really cool and really well done in a Disney way. I just felt like it should be a little bit longer, but I understand, like, it started at 9 o'clock at night, and they pushed back the fireworks show to 10 o'clock at night. And then they were doing another Starlight Parade at 11 o'clock at night.
That's what I want to be part of.
Oh, it was just so crowded. And then the other thing for the Starlight Parade is it goes backwards. So, like,
Yeah, they walk backwards too.
the majority of the parades do not start in. So the majority of the parades start in, why am I drawing a blank? Frontier? No, not Frontierland.
Yeah, Frontier.
Frontierland. Yeah, and then they
It's
come
like between
around
Adventure
back.
and Frontierland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they come around back, and then they go up through Main Street. This one starts on Main Street and then goes back through Frontierland, and so like it's just it's a backwards route, but I liked it better. I did. I thought that was a good route for this parade.
They say
it was
would
really
help the
awesome.
Happily Ever After crowd as well. That's the reason they
Yeah.
did it. Is so the beginning of the parade's at Main Street, where everyone's going to want to see the parade. So they go through there first. So after the parade has passed, people can get their spots for Happily Ever After and not be super congested because there's a parade coming through. The cast members have
Right.
to put tape down, and people don't have to step on them, and they have to get all that all sorted for fireworks and everything. It's just a lot. And I think this
Stepped at
does
the
work
tape
better.
this time. I stepped at the tape. I stopped at the tape.
Yeah, you,
Well,
you
and
sent me
also-
two
I have a
pictures.
question. You guys might know this because you stay up to date with the news, and I'm just like 2
Absolutely.
days late telling RJ stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I already knew that." Anyways, while we were there, which we were the special like dress rehearsal one, they announced it like at 7 o'clock at night while we were walking around Magic Kingdom, and they come over this intercom system, which I had no idea that Disney even had, and they were like, they're like, special viewing of the Starlight Parade tonight at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. And between they do Happily Ever After. So are they going to, which I thought was very brilliant, because we did the 10 o'clock parade and then we had to jump over, or 9 o'clock parade, and then we had to jump to the Poly to get Bella's gift, and then we were heading back to Magic Kingdom, and we were getting on the monorail with people who were just now going to Disney or Magic Kingdom to see the parade. And honestly, when we were leaving at 9 o'clock, a lot of people were leaving at 9 o'clock. And so I thought it's actually kind of genius, like thinking our January trip, I would skip the first parade.
And wait for the 11 o'clock?
Go to do things, go to the fireworks, then do the 11 o'clock parade.
I feel like that would be good if we didn't have Bella.
Maybe,
That's
but
true.
my question
Bella
is,
sleep.
are they still doing the 11 o'clock showing, or was that just for that night?
No, they're still doing it for a while. I just don't know how far in the future they're going to do it, because the summer hours at Magic Kingdom are different than the winter hours of when we go. So normally Magic Kingdom closes an hour earlier, I think, during the winter season. So they might just have a performance at like 10, Happily Ever at 9:30, and then have a performance at 9 probably. For that,
typically the fireworks for Magic Kingdom were at 8:30, so I would imagine they would do it because it's darker earlier.
That's
too.
True. Yeah,
and so the reason that they're doing it at 9 is because it didn't even get dark until like 8:40 that night.
Yeah, I was curious if it was even going to get dark enough.
Yeah, so like it was getting dark late that night, and man, it was hot. It was so hot that when we sat on the concrete to prepare for the parade and to like eat our little desserts and stuff, oh my word, it burned to sit on the ground. Yeah, it was so hot that whole day, and the concrete was just so hot that like I almost didn't want to sit, but then I was so tired that I sat. And so it was really bad. Anyway, the other thing we got to experience was Test Track, the new Test Track ride. Cool. And so we got to ride Test Track 3.0. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I felt like it was cooler, much cooler, the refurb. The things that I liked, cool. The digital aspect of it is so much more advanced, and I honestly thought I was going to be upset that I didn't get to design my own car, but I wasn't upset by that. Like I was actually kind of relieved that I didn't design my own car, just because that takes so much time, and that ride is already a slow loader as it is. Like even for the previews, it was an extremely slow loader. And so I felt like it was a little bit better not having that in there, because some people get distracted and that slows down the line even more. But the new digital elements that they added to the ride were much needed in the refurbishment, and I felt like they were way, way, way better than what the last ride was. Not having the digital screens up in the cars, but having them up in the ride was pretty cool too, as you were testing your car. And then just the little, I felt like they added a lot more. I felt like the rooms were less empty than what they used to be. Like there felt like there was more stuff in each room that you got to experience that was better designed than the last ride. What did you think, Jesselyn?
Yeah, good ride.
I've seen POVs online. My favorite addition is the little glass part, right, where you check your seatbelt, where you can see like the queue into like the like the main area. I like how they added that.
Yeah, that was
pretty.
That's
all
my
very
points.
End, the big room that you go through right before you go outside. That was cool.
Yeah, how like you move. Yeah, that's pretty cool from what I've seen.
Yeah. So I really like the new. I can't wait for you guys to be able to experience it. Those were all the new things that we tried with this. All right, now we have hit or misses.
We did
Did
do
you have
Cali River Rapids for the first time. We've never done that before.
Oh,
I
really?
have, yeah, but
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I hadn't done that before.
You get
That was my first
soaked
time.
on that,
you
but
get
it
very
felt
wet.
good to get
Yeah.
soaked on a day like that day when it was hot.
That was another one they let us get right back in line for.
Oh, really? I've only ridden it
There was
once.
no rate
That
for it. We were
queue-
walking through the exit queue. There was no
yeah.
wait. And so we just asked a cast member, we're like, hey, can we just jump right back in line rather than going all the way out and coming all the way
That
back in?
line's long.
And she-
Yeah.
It's a long
And she was
line.
like, oh yeah, sure. And so we were like, okay. And so we just jumped right back in and walked right back on the ride. It was fun. Hit or misses? Anything
Star
from here?
Tours doing the same thing 4 times, but you know. Maybe Rides Versus breaking down 5 times in one day.
I beat RJ at Toy Story Mania twice.
I beat her
Wow.
at Buzz Lightyear.
No one cares about
My
Buzz Lightyear.
gun wasn't working.
Come on. Oh, they're redoing that. I wonder when that's going to finish.
It's about time. That ride
Yeah.
is like...
And they're doing
RJ
a
was-
massive refurbishment.
RJ was solely in the left floor.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That's so funny.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun experience. I've always wanted to be one of those, like that guy, or you know, the guy that gets up and dances. You know,
Not
and
to
so-
brag, but my dad was that guy.
No way.
Oh,
Yes, he's
see?
been. We framed his little sticker they give him.
Ah, I want
Yeah,
RJ to
that
be
was
that guy
awesome.
so bad.
When I say you
yeah.
stick to that guy.
So I had a hit and miss moment.
Oh, both.
Because
Wow.
And I hesitate to share the story because it's a little gross for one. And also I don't want people to think that I was like taking advantage of Disney's system, or nor am I promoting that you take advantage of Disney's system.
And don't do this on purpose, please.
No, yes, please do not do this on purpose. I'm very much a proponent of letting the Disney magic happen naturally for you. Like,
And
okay,
it does
so if-
all the time.
it
Yeah,
does.
don't force
and,
it.
And if it doesn't, like, just go again. It'll happen again. Okay, like, you know, like, and it's much more magical when it happens
Naturally,
sporadically.
yeah.
Yes. So, okay. After Pirates, we had a couple incidents on this ride, on this trip, where I didn't think about having Bella go to the restroom before we got in line. And so
Well, and
by
that was a 10-minute wait.
yeah.
That's true.
But like, I had gotten in the habit of, after we finish a ride, let's go to the bathroom so we're ready for the next one. So we were getting off Pirates, and Bella, there's a bathroom right there at the gift shop at Pirates. And so I was like, let's run to the bathroom really quick, and then we'll go do... I think our plan was to go get Dole Whips and go to the tiki room. So I was like, and so
That
we
was
can
it.
like be prepared for that. So we run to the bathroom. I go into one of the stalls, and in my I'm trying. I don't know how like detailed to be because I don't want people listening.
I
to
can
get,
do it.
No, it's okay. So in my peripheral, I saw this like brown paper towel on the floor. That's what I thought it was, because a bunch of the stalls were actually not cleaned, and so I was like trying to find
That bathroom
one.
is pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, but it's very out of the way as well.
It
like,
is.
yeah.
It's hidden. Yes.
It's very hidden. So like
Yeah.
I don't think they expect many people using it, so maybe they don't clean it as often. I don't know.
Well, whoever was choosing to use the women's restroom this particular day was not no hygiene at all. So like I go into the stall, and I'm like, I've got me and Bella, and so I'm like maneuvering us around the toilet to get in so we can shut the stall door. And I move my foot over, and I hear this like squish. And I said, oh no, 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 no. And I opened the stall, and I pushed Bella, like I was like, we're out, we're not going to this one. And I looked behind me, and sure enough, it wasn't a brown paper towel, someone had used the bathroom on the floor by the toilet, and I
Why?
had stepped in it.
You're already
Yes.
there. Just
It
2 more
is-
steps.
It was so gross. So in my mind, I'm thinking, number one, I am not a Karen. You know what I mean by that? Like,
yeah.
I'm not someone, I will make a fuss to people that I'm comfortable with, but I'm not the type that's gonna like go to the manager and be like, hear it from me, you know? So I just we found another stall to go to the bathroom. I walk out, I find the first cast member, and I was like, hey, I don't even know if you're the person I need to talk to, but someone used the bathroom in the floor. And I stepped in it, and I just want you guys to know so someone can go in there and clean it up. That was my intention was, and you can ask RJ, I'm just telling a cast member so somebody will clean it up. Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm over getting an orange bird. Orange bird getting
me.
an ice cream.
Yeah, he's gone. He left me. And so the cast member's like, okay. She goes, I'm going to need you to wait right here. Just in this area, just stand right here. I'm going to go get my manager and we'll be right back with you. And I was like, okay. Well, she goes to the back and I'm just standing here, they're just going to ask me questions. I'm really not thinking anything about this. So I'm standing there with Bella. She comes back by herself. She goes, is this your first time at Disney? And I'm like, no, I've been here before. And she's like, so this is not our standard. I was like, oh, absolutely. That's why I wanted to tell you guys so it can get cleaned up, because I know, Walt wouldn't like this. I think that was exactly what my words were to her. And so, I'm just I was so chill. Long story short, we 2 cast members, they're talking to Bella, they're giving stickers, they're trading pens. I'm just standing here. They bring me a towel to stand on. And so I'm standing on a towel, and then I move my foot, and things are coming off my shoe and onto this towel, and they're like, yeah, that's definitely poop. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't make that up, And so this manager comes out, and she's like, I'm really sorry this happened to you. What size shoe do you wear? And I'm like an 8.5, 9. And they're like, well, here's why we're asking. It's a hazard for you to walk around our park right now with your tennis shoes on. And I'm like, okay. And she was like,
this was our last day.
This was our last day. And I was like, okay. And I kept saying, because I'm a people pleaser, I was like, I'm not trying to make a fuss. I just wanted you guys to know so someone could clean it up. I'm okay. I'm not mad. I just kept saying that over and over and over again. They're like, we know, we just can't let you walk around the park with your shoes on. And I'm like, okay. And so they were like, I've got my other manager. They're at Memento Mori, and they're going to get you one of the Haunted Mansion Crocs for you to wear for the rest of the day. And you can just have those, and we'll give you some lightning lanes. And I'm like, I'm a size 9. They brought them back. We got which we did. The lightning lanes were awesome, but we got lightning lanes, and
yeah, they were tier 2 rides.
I got a free pair of Haunted Mansion Crocs.
Not tier 1.
That glow in the dark. They're so cool. I love them. I call them my.
Yeah, they
shoes.
were cool.
You can order on Shop Disney, so we need to get a pair so we can match, because
Okay,
I have.
no, how much
These
do they
have, heels,
run?
though.
What's the price? They typically run $70.
$70, yeah.
That's what I thought. I got them for free because I stepped in somebody's poop.
So our message
no
to
more
you,
saying that word.
our message to you, viewers and listeners, is don't look for poop to step in to get this magical moment.
Yes,
Don't
please
do that.
don't.
It was a
Don't-
total accident.
and
Also,
let it not be
don't
yours.
do that. Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Wallpaper Crocs, so I'm not sure whose are cooler.
Our last section, and I know we're going over on time, is our merch. And this is Noah's favorite section. So did you get any cool merch or anything like that on this trip that you want to talk about?
I got a Dinosaur Gertie ice cream shirt, which I think is the coolest thing ever.
Nice. I got this shirt right here. I
Jesslyn?
thought that was super cool.
So they were releasing a new Starbucks tumbler.
Do I have anything with me?
It's the Haunted Mansion Starbucks tumbler, and it has a little bat at the top. These are flying off the shelf. And so when I saw one, I grabbed it, and I was like, I've got to get this. And then my room for my classroom this year, its theme is Mickey Mouse, and I found an adorable Mickey Mouse clock to put in my classroom.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah. I got these two guys. Right.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Timon and Pumbaa?
Timon and Pumbaa. One's a sipper. The Timon is a sipper. And the
I love
Simber.
Simbers.
Pumbaa is a popcorn bucket. I also got this phone case.
Ooh. Oh, I got a phone case. Mine's
So-
cooler.
Yeah.
Cute.
I like it. So that's what I got. And then Bella got this really cool oar from Moana 2.
Yes.
And
Oh.
like it's got water in the top of it, and the water plays with the song. So like it plays a song when you press a button, and then the water will move with the song inside the top of the oar.
That's
from
cool.
Moana. That was super cool. And then she got an angel stuffy. She's in a Stitch phase right now.
Yes,
And
yes.
so she got an angel stuffy for her as well. And so she really
I
likes
also
that
got
too.
a sweatshirt, but that will come out when it starts cooling down.
Yeah.
It's really
I can't
cool.
remember
it's like,
what I got.
It's like plain and black, and it's like got an embossed Mickey on it. That's also
I bought
a
cool.
lot.
It's Pharaoh, like, I love it.
Yeah, I bought a lot. I can't remember what I got though.
I know you were there for one day. You bought more than
Yeah.
we did. We were there
think
for
I
8
got-
days.
I think I got 2 or 3 T-shirts. I don't remember what else. I got a couple toys, I think.
Those right there were super cheap. Like one was 18, I think, and the other one was. Are you okay, Noah?
Yeah, I
Mine's
was like,
vibrating.
Your desk is vibrating.
oh, it is vibrating. Why is it doing that? I don't know. That's interesting.
Who's calling you?
It was my mother, the one who dances at DJ parties. Oh,
Aw. You should
So,
answer
like-
it with her on the.
I think one was like 12 and one was like
You're on the air.
18 or something like that. But yeah, those were super cool.
I got a
And
Jawa
then-
zipper. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was cool. He
one's
sent me
really
a
cool.
picture of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one was awesome. Yeah, we got a lot of cool merch, and Bella got her 2 things, and Jesselyn got her things, and I got my things, and it was
I
awesome.
love my cup. I just wish my water stayed cooling a little bit longer, but I love my cup.
It is cool looking, yeah, for sure.
That is cool.
So, alrighty, well, that's gonna do it for our trip report, and I'm sure we'll be talking about these things more as we talk about the podcast, and or like as we go on with the podcast, we'll share our experiences, and we'll remember more as we keep doing the podcast. So, anyway, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening. I'm
Thanks,
sorry
Noah,
this
for
one was a
joining the
little bit
conversation
longer.
today.
I was here. I said too much the first time, so I thought I'd quiet up for the second half.
He literally told his whole trip in the first 5
Yeah.
minutes
I
of
know.
episode 1.
You weren't
Listen.
And
supposed to
then
do
he was
that.
all out
It
of
was-
words.
It was too eventful to keep, okay? It was way too eventful to just stay silent about for an entire week, okay? All the
But-
bad things happened to me so your guys' trip could flourish, okay?
Our trip
I'm
did
sure our trip
flourish.
in January is going to be much better.
That one's
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
because
amazing.
it'll be way cooler than what this
And-
trip was.
And hopefully a Stitch
Well-
onesie will have an appearance.
Yes.
Yes. So
So
follow our page.
Follow everywhere so you may see me in a Stitch onesie.
He wants
Just a
Yes.
thousand
Noah in a
somewhere.
Stitch onesie.
yes,
Sure.
definitely do that. Well, thank you so much for hanging out and listening. And now we are not going to play the same pre-recorded message we played last week.
Bye!
Well, I hope you enjoyed our show. Before you go, please don't forget to gather your belongings and head over to our email at carouselpod@gmail.com to ask us your questions. Oh, and wouldn't you believe it? You can now bring the magical sense of vacation right into your home. Check out the Magic Candle Company and use our exclusive link with the code CarouselPod at checkout to get 15% off your order. And don't forget, we're here to help you plan your future Disney trips. Just send us a message at rj@famvia.com. Until next time, we'll see you in a great, big, beautiful week.